We take an object, the classic meditation practice. You take an object, you focus your attention upon the object. And inevitably, your attention wanders. It either wanders because someone moves, I have a memory, I get involved in my memory and I'm carried away, a sound, inevitable that your mind will wander. So then you bring your mind back. And I often think people think that's what they're getting better at. I'm trying to get better at looking at my watch. I'm distracted, I'm distractible, I'm trying to get better at that. And I think it's called concentration to exclusion. It has a value. But what I think you miss in that equation, if that's what you think you're doing, is you're trying to be someone you're not, is how I think of it. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm starting with this thing that I'm sort of slightly cracked and I'm not good enough, whatever packet you want there. I think of it slightly differently. So I've done a lot of that, try to look at an object. And the other way that I characterize it is I say, what if I drew a line down the middle of the room? Straight line. And I say, one after the other, walk down that line. And I say, John, your left foot goes further out to the side. Jackie, your right shoulder's, you lean the other way. And so we have a reference point that gives us feedback about something. I try to look at the watch, the dog moves, I get distracted. So I get rid of the dog because she's the problem. But very quickly you're in a room by yourself and you'd probably kick yourself out because you are a problem. But if you use a reference point to show you something, so I think of it as, am I trying to get better at concentrating or am I trying to let go of things to be present? And I see more and more of that. I was once in a room, this is decades ago, practicing. Someone came in and robbed us and I didn't notice. And at the end I thought, that's quite good. Like my concentration, I was really present. They came in, they went through bags, they took all the stuff. And it wasn't like it was a classroom, it was just two of us practicing. And I didn't think, I was just absorbed in what I was doing. So in terms of what I was doing, I was with what I was doing. Most of the time, we're this side of the line, we're that side of the line. But you can't see it without a reference point, without a feedback. You can't see the busyness of your own mind. That's like, and then, it's in the Yoga Sutras. The statement is, the mind is always busy. Because everyone says to me, they always whisper, my mind is busy. And they've got their head slightly tilted and it's a problem and it's their problem and it's no one else's. And I go, read that, the mind. You've not got a faulty, it's not an upgrade idea. You've not got a faulty mind, you have a mind. That's what they do. They project possible scenarios. Today, one of 5 things will happen. I go through them all, I think about, well, I hope it's not that, and it could be that, plus that. I go back, I go forward. That's what a mind does. One of those things will happen. But in order to look at all of that, I actually can adjust, adapt, I can plan, I can execute. It's wonderful what a mind does. But the amount of anxiety that exists down 4 other possible scenarios and my living through them before they've even happened is exhausting. Part of what I often think it's not immediately apparent is when I'm making you lie there and hold your leg in one position for an extended period of time, I'm asking you to do something wildly different with your mind, like wildly different. There's no ifs, buts, maybes, scenarios for this, one of that, then the dog will eat the cat. And I go, just hold that leg, walk that line. And what you will experience is your mind wanders, you get caught up in something. I'm going to die, I'll never walk again. And I go, the amount of time my mind's done that, and then the timer goes off and I go off and have lunch. the mind attaches, it gets stuck, it worries over, it projects outcomes, all of which, if you get rid of, you're in big trouble. You got here today on that thing that is a problem to you, and you'll continue to use it. It's hugely extraordinary capacity a mind has. But when you, and the word that's used in yoga, when we identify with that, that is me, then the problem begins. Because now my mind says, you're going to hate this. And suddenly I'm hating it before it's even arrived. This is going to happen. That is going to happen. What yoga seeks to do, I often think, is loosen the grip. Can I not concentrate more, but can I let go of the things that my mind attaches to, that pulls me out of the present? Looking at a watch has got to be one of the most useless activities in life. It has no intrinsic value other than to tell the time. But watching via a practice, whether it be looking at a watch, stretching your legs, sitting still, has potentially real insight. I often think that, you can misread this practice as either I'm not good enough, or you look around at everyone else or the pictures and you're judged by them, even though they do not judge you, you judge you. And then at some point, I think, I just leave you with that, because you're going to have to sort it out. Like the idea that someone's going to come and sort it out for you doesn't happen. It's one of the things that I think is, it's difficult and it's also lovely, is that I just say, if you keep coming, put yourself in the room, you're going to see it in yourself. You can't avoid it. You might think you're here for some other reason, eventually you start to see it. Then you sort of give yourself a tough time. Why aren't I this? Why aren't I? And I go, I'll leave you there for a couple, whatever's longer. And then eventually you start going, right, I've just got to stop whatever it is you're tormenting yourself with. And then you settle down. I call it the letting go of objects. I don't know what they are, those objects, this, that, the other. Can I let go of it all just to be here with what I'm doing? And I find that tremendous relief. Practice, they talk about practice as a refuge. I step away from the madness. Now, where's the madness? It's in me. I behave, I watch it, I watch its effects upon me, but letting go of it. Now, has it changed in your life? Are the things that go on in your life going to be different? And no, the events of today will happen. However, how you are with the events of your life is really what yoga is interested in. So,